Peace and blessings, y'all. In this corner boxing 24. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. I'm doing pretty good on this side. As always, God is good. God is great. And I can't complain, but it ain't gonna do nothing, man. I gotta just keep on pushing, you know? Most of the time I say I can't complain. And I really can't, man, because God is good, man. And I really mean that, man, when I say that, because things could always be worse, And as I listen to the news and things that's happening on a daily basis, I realize how blessed I am, man, really. To even be here talking in my right mind and all of that, man, God is great, man, But yeah, let's get into this boxing thing, all right? So I'm just going to talk a little bit about this Crawford Spence fight and the negotiations, and because it seems like a lot of people got a lot of stuff to say, and it seems like a lot of it is geared towards Crawford. He's ducking, and he don't deserve this money, and he don't deserve this, and he don't deserve this platform, and all of that. A lot of hate, man, when it comes to Crawford. So I'm gonna just say it like this, right? Spence has 3 belts, Crawford has 1. But here's the thing though, right? Spence haven't fought anybody with the accomplishments that Terrence Bud Crawford has, okay? That's the bottom line. You could put everybody he fought together, take their accomplishments, their records and all of that, and they still don't add up to Terrence Crawford, all right? No disrespect to Porter and Kell Brook and Ugas, Mikey Garcia. No disrespect to any of them, man. But Crawford is on another level. And here's the thing. Crawford is an undefeated champion. WBO champion, right? That you're trying to fight. And this is the era of 4 belts to make you undisputed. If it was 3, then you would be good. But it's not, it's 4. Now, to be unified champion says a lot. Okay? But we know, Errol Spence, that, you was able to get, especially this last belt, that was an easy belt, man. That WBA, that Ugas belt, because Ugas didn't come with no game plan. So that was an easy win for you. And when he had you hurt, he didn't have enough killer instinct in him to finish you off. We know damn well if Crawford hurt you, he gonna finish you off. If Sean Porter would have really hurt you, he would have finished you off. And he did hurt you, but not like that. But he sure was tapping you up. He sure put you in a dog fight, and your face sure looked like you was in a fight after the fight. And Spence and Porter didn't look, Porter didn't look like that. But your face looked like you really was in a fight that you had never been in, okay? And I always say, and I still say, even with that knockdown, that fight should have been a draw. That fight should have been no less than a draw, knockdown or not. But with the knockdown, I would have even gave it, it's definitely a draw. And if it wasn't for the knockdown, and you never got that knockdown against Porter, then that fight should have went to him, to me, even if it was a split decision. That was a very, very close fight, okay? So now we're talking about Bud Crawford, the most accomplished fighter that you've ever fought. There's no way that he can take 80-20 or 70-30 or even 60-40. It's kind of disrespectful, okay? But it shouldn't be no less than that, 60-40. Anything else, man, is total disrespect, okay? Crawford was undisputed, man. I keep telling y'all, at 140. He knows what that feeling is like already. And guess what? He was already fitted. His hand was already fitted at the Hall of Fame induction ceremony this summer. He's already in there. He's going to the Hall of Fame, right? So this is the type of fighter that you're trying to fight. I saw and I'm gonna call this dude a clown, because he's a clown. I'm not gonna say the name of the website, but the dude, he know who he is, and he put up a deceptive video where then added his take to it, but then he tried to. But when you see the headline of the video and the title, it makes it look like Crawford said it or Spence said it, and what he's trying to say is that Crawford and Porter said that if they're going to take a risk like that, show me the money. You got to give me more money, right? And so he basically titled it as if Crawford and Spence Porter said that, and neither one of them said it, because he played the audio from the Porter Way podcast when Crawford was on there recently, and he was there for over an hour, and there was some questions asked, and there was some questions not asked, and Porter asked Crawford, what he could ask and what he couldn't, to be respectful, because there's certain things that he can't say. But at the end of the day, this dude that did the video tried to make it seem like they said, Porter and Crawford said that if they were going to take a risk like that, they need money. They need more money. And I know Crawford didn't say that. And I know damn well Porter wouldn't say something dumb like that either. Okay? But he made it look like that. That's very deceptive, man. Don't lie to the people, man. Okay? And then he added his take to it, because we already heard the audio from the Porter Way podcast, and I heard some of it. So I know he didn't say that. And they wouldn't say nothing like that, right? It's not about that. It's about Crawford is a WBO champion. He's an accomplished fighter, former undisputed champion at 140, came from 135. So he got a resume, man. That's why he deserves money, not because of no risk. When Floyd Money Mayweather, Pretty Boy Floyd, formerly, when he fought De La Hoya, which was his breakthrough fight, De La Hoya made $52 million for that fight. Floyd Mayweather made $25 million, okay? And that's the fight that put him over the top. That's the fight that put him on the other side. Before that, he wasn't making no money like that. So if he could get $25 million out of his first star-studded fight, the first fight where he fought someone that was the man in boxing, the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya. That's the golden boy, the golden child of boxing. And he fought him first fight and made $25 million. And before that, he wasn't making no money close to that. So why don't Terence Crawford deserve 15, 20 million? Why was he be offered a 3-fight deal for 14 million? That's ridiculous. Okay? And so this is why the fight is probably not happening. And this is why it's being said, come back with some better numbers. I don't know everything what's going on, but I know that he was definitely offered a 3-fight deal for $14 million. That's disgraceful. $8 million for the fight with Spence. Come on, man. How much Spence gonna make? 20, 25 million, 30 million? Get out of here, bro. Yeah, he's a bigger draw for pay-per-view. Yeah, he brings out more of a crowd. But he ain't the biggest drawer. He ain't bringing more than Canelo. He ain't even bringing more than Tank, a lightweight. So let's keep it real, okay? He's not the top generator of pay-per-view and bringing the people out. No, he's not. And like Andre Ward said, it ain't like Crawford has got no empty arenas. He might not be the biggest pay-per-view draw, and there's probably a reason for that. And you know what? There is a reason for that. All around the board, nobody's bringing a lot of pay-per-view, big pay-per-view, because people are not paying $60 and $70 anymore. See, when Floyd was fighting, when Mike Tyson was fighting on pay-per-view, back in the days, that was $30, $40. That thing then went up to $50, $60, $70, even with Floyd. But now after the Floyd era, nobody's paying that money, because now you got Fire Stick, you got all these different apps, and people is just streaming these fights. They're not paying for it. So that's also the reason that a fighter like Crawford, who's a superstar, how could he be ranked number 1, number 2, no less than, and not be bringing out numbers like that? Sure, part of it had to do with his promotion, Bob Arum, Top Rank, not promoting him right, not doing right by him, not doing the right thing. Sure, because Terrence Crawford is known, but also it's because people is not buying them fights, man. They streaming them, okay? So at the end of the day, Errol Spence is not the biggest drawer of pay-per-view. And even if he was, so what? You still need this man to be undisputed. He really don't need you because he was undisputed already. And because he said that, people are mad, but he's just saying, like, listen, man, I could retire right now and don't get that fight, and I'm still going to be in the Hall of Fame. I could go up to 154 and make some noise up there with Jamel Charlo, and I'm still going to be who I am. And I get that, okay? He don't need Errol Spence like that. But he said he is a rival of his, and he wants the fight to happen. He did say that. He said Adrian Broner at one time was his rival, okay? And he probably thought at one time that they were going to fight because Adrian Broner was the man at one time. And Terrence Crawford came from 135 like Adrian Broner did. Okay, so listen, man, this is boxing, man, but you got to be fair, all right? So give him what he's due, man. No, he deserved 15, 20 million for that fight, not no 14 million for no 3 fights, okay? He got a family, big family, children, wife, mother, father, siblings, man. Listen, he got things he's trying to do, and he's putting his life on line, just like Spence is putting his life on line. So you got to be equal about that, okay? But the bottom line is Crawford is an accomplished fighter. He's not a contender. He's putting his belt on the line, and his resume also is on the line. His fight record, 38-0 with 29 knockouts, man. That's a hell of a record. Spence is 28-0 with 22 knockouts. Okay, come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be real. All right. So this is what's happening, and listen. You might not agree with what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is logical. It just makes sense. All right. The biggest drawer can be who they are, but they still need a dance partner to make the fight happen. I could be the biggest drawer, but who am I fighting? You see what I'm saying? Canelo don't always get the biggest numbers either. But he's a superstar, and everybody wants to fight him. Bottom line. Nobody want to really fight Spence but Crawford. Okay? He wants to fight Errol Spence. He's not afraid of Errol Spence, and he can beat him. And like the great James Toney said, Crawford gonna knock him out. And the great Julian the Hawk Jackson, he said that Crawford's gonna win that fight. He said he's unpredictable. He's unpredictable in the ring. And I say he got that underrated power. He has more of a one-punch power chance against Spence than Spence has against him, because Spence don't really knock nobody out with no one punch. And to these clowns out here, I saw something earlier where a guy said on YouTube that he saw Spence knock out some heavyweight or somebody with one punch. Okay, he didn't knock out Kell Brook with one punch. He didn't knock out Mikey Garcia with one punch. He didn't knock out Sean Porter or not even Ugas. So who cares about that? That means nothing. If anybody got a chance to knock out somebody with one punch in that fight, it would be Crawford. Absolutely. Okay? I'm not a gambling man, but if I was to gamble and if I was to bet, I would put my money on Crawford all day, all night. All right? So that's what I got for today. Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Please subscribe to the page. Please leave your comments. And everybody enjoy the rest of your evening. Please be safe. Peace.